Hello. Today we have another decluttering video, which means you are going to be seeing my hands and the products and nothing else. So today we are going to be doing a massive, well, I don't know if the declutter is going to be massive, but my eyeshadow palette collection is massive. Honestly, I don't know how many eyeshadow palettes I have here, and I don't really feel like counting. Maybe we'll count up at the end. This declutter is happening because I wanted to move my eyeshadows from the 4 drawers that they're currently taking up in my Alex 9 drawer into one of the larger single drawers that is in my Alex 6 drawer. It's like shorter and wider. And it's kind of all in preparation for wanting to do a beauty room tour / a makeup collection video and just wanting to get everything organized. So there are a number of things I'm going to be keeping, but as I was in the process of moving things over, I realized I don't use that, I don't care for that, I don't like this. So we're going to start by organizing everything, and then we are going to start decluttering. I just want to kind of just put out there, I know when a lot of people declutter, they are really kind of hard on themselves and saying, I don't need this, I don't need that. My goal isn't necessarily to get rid of a large number of things, so if that's what you're looking for, this video is not really for you. As much as it is for me to sort and pare down things that I truly don't enjoy. But I'm really not looking to get rid of things for the sake of getting rid of things. Definitely having a YouTube channel, there are some things I like to keep for comparison purposes, and some things I don't. So anyways, some people might say that I don't get rid of enough things today, and if that's the case, I really don't care. So anyways, let's get these all organized. I'm going to start by organizing by brand. So one of the challenges that I find with my larger, deeper IKEA drawers, to be quite honest, is products can pretty easily go missing. They can end up in the back and then just not really be seen again. And so what I'm hoping with this larger, wider drawer is that because things won't be stocked so deeply, that I'll be able to better enjoy the products that I have. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Okay, so I have everything sorted. I have them roughly sorted by brand. So I think what we're just going to do is kind of start in this direction and then move on over. So I'm just going to move some of these out of the way for now. Oh, those are in the wrong pile. Just move some of these things out of the way for now. Okay, so let's start with this Urban Decay pile. Now, to be quite honest, I'm going to be keeping everything in this pile, but there is one thing I'm going to be doing a little bit differently. So let me just get them all kind of spread out for you. Okay, so these are my Urban Decay Naked palettes, and as you can see, I stopped collecting them after Naked Cherry. So what I'm actually going to be doing is sorting these into 2 piles. A few of the older ones I've had for a very long time, and I want to keep purely for sentimental purposes. For example, the iconic original Naked, like Sidecar and Virgin, those used to be my favorites. But to be honest, this palette is probably a decade old, so I'm not going to actually be putting this on my eye again. So maybe making a separate pile for almost like a makeup memory box. So that's where Naked 1 goes for me, as well as, yeah, Naked 2 is also going to be going in that memory box. These palettes are still in good enough condition to stay in the main part of my collection. We have Naked 3 here, so I think 1, 2, and 3 are going to go in the memory box. Naked Reloaded is actually quite new and I haven't used it a ton, so I'm actually going to be putting that closer to my everyday makeup collection, so I'll set that aside. Naked Smoky, I used to love the brushes that these came with. Going to go here. Naked Basics, this is 2. Naked Basics 1, I used to love this palette. And Naked 3. I recently purchased this palette and it is garbage. So I think we're still going to keep it though for comparison purposes. And then I did just want to show you this Naked 2. I got it at an Urban Decay PR event a while ago and they had like a graffiti artist in decorating them. So I've never used the palette, but it was just such a fun memory to have like a customized Naked palette. So I'm going to keep this. And basically the OG Naked collection is going to be going in my makeup memory box. just so it can free up space in my regular collection. The Naked Smoky Heat Cherry and Mini 3 are going to go in the drawer. Let's move on to our Too Faced collection. So I've got quite a number of Too Faced eyeshadows. I was on their PR list. I still sometimes receive things from them, but I was getting a lot of PR from them a couple of years ago, which is in part how my collection got this big. Let's just do a little sorting. So I have the original chocolate bar, and that's in more my everyday makeup collection. So just as a note, this video is not a makeup collection video. I mean, obviously you're seeing a lot of pieces of my collection, but this is really focused on decluttering. So I have a whole other drawer with my Pat McGraths, my Natasha Denonas, my Charlotte Tilburys. Those ones aren't going anywhere. Those ones are staying exactly where they are. So let's take a look through here. Okay, so we'll start with Semi-Sweet. So Semi-Sweet. I liked this one. I always liked the original more. This was a really pretty palette. They don't make it anymore, so I'm gonna put this in my makeup memory box. Ooh, okay, Sweet Peach. You know what? This palette, I want to play with it some more. It was super hyped. I have a lot of good memories with this one. I remember like getting it and then it was sold out. So I'm gonna put that in my I'd like to play with it more pile. Let's see about Gingerbread. So I've got the Extra Spicy, which I haven't used. And I have Spice, but these are beautiful palettes and I would like to play with them some more. So maybe they'll come out in a future Shop My Stash, but for now, these are going to be going into my regular collection. Okay, so the White Chocolate Bar palette. Guys, this eyeshadow palette was not their best work, especially the mini. That one was terrible. But I'm gonna keep this one, but I'm gonna put it in my makeup memory box. Honestly, I think having a makeup memory box is just going to help me be able to keep them and enjoy them for more of a sentimental purpose, but not in a they're in my collection way. Okay, this one, what was this one called again? Chocolate Bonbon. This was a cute little palette. Okay, we're going to put this one in our keeping pile. Chocolate Gold. They do still make this palette. They do still make this one, so we'll keep this one. I did prefer the original chocolate bar though. Okay. There are some things we're going to get rid of from the Too Faced collection. We're just not there yet. Okay, so Teddy Bear. This is a newer release, and I think it's really, really cute. So this one I'm going to keep, and I'm going to put it somewhere that's a little more accessible. Okay. Christmas in New York, Merry Macarons. Okay. This palette was the Ulta exclusive a number of years ago. I'm going to declutter this one. I actually have a little cousin who loves Paris. She's obsessed with Paris. Oh, this is the New York one. Okay, well, I always think of the Too Faced palettes as Paris. Anyways, she also really likes the color purple, so I think I'm gonna see if she'd enjoy this one. I think this would be a fun palette for her to play with. It's cute, it's girly, she's like 10, so let's put that in the gifting pile. Then we've got the Power of Makeup by Nikki Tutorials palette. So this palette sparked a controversy in YouTube of old. So I'm going to put this one in my makeup memory box just because I think it's kind of hilarious that it exists. We've also got this Too Faced Glitter Bomb palette. You know what? I kind of want to try wearing more glitter. I'm gonna keep this one. I always tell myself I'm going to wear more glitter. I never do. Then we've got this massive sparkly pink Too Faced palette. Okay, so this was kind of neat. This was for their 1990... I don't even know what I'm saying. This was for their 20th anniversary. And so they've got a bunch of their new colors and a bunch of their original colors. I see why I was saying 19. It says 1998 right there. You know what? This is a lot more color than I would actually wear. You know what? I'm going to give it a try. You know what? No, I'm not. Because this takes up a ton of space and it's just not really my style or the aesthetic of makeup that I strive for anymore. So instead, I am going to see if my younger cousin might enjoy this. I think there's a lot of fun colors that she'd have fun playing with. And I would like this palette to bring someone joy. And it's just not what I wear anymore. Okay, I'm a corporate 9-to-5 kind of girl. And I really just focus on beautiful neutrals. Which brings me to the Pretty Rich palette. This one I just think is so funny. I think this palette is just so funny. Like, I know it's huge, but I'm gonna keep this one. But I'm getting rid of like 2, so I'm going to keep that one. Just peachy mattes. We've got natural matte, natural eyes. I will say with natural eyes, I'd like to have this one a little closer in my collection to play with some more. Honestly, I'm going to be keeping these. These are their older versions, and I loved these tins, so I'm going to be keeping these. So the chocolate chip and the white chocolate chip, those are going to go in the makeup memory box. And then we've got these ones. These ones are actually quite new, relatively new to me. And I enjoyed these. I did a video on these, so I'm going to keep these. Maybe that's my jam. No, you know what? That's cute. Okay, I'm going to keep these. These are going in the garbage because I can't remember the last time I bought these. These are liquid products. These are the Too Faced and the Urban Decay Shadow Insurance Shadow Primers. So we're going to throw these out because honestly, I don't know when they were purchased. Okay, so this is one of the piles of sort of assorted higher end. So we have this Fenty Beauty palette. This was the Moroccan Spice palette. I don't think I ever used this one. I'm going to see if my friend, you know what, she wouldn't. Okay, I'm going to put this in the pile for my little cousins. I think she'd enjoy that. Then we've got the Pure Diaries. This is a pretty nice palette. It's nice and neutral. I have a friend who I think would enjoy this, so I'm going to offer that up to her. Then we've got the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Prism palette. I think I got this in a Lucky Box. So, okay, what I'm going to try to do with this one, I'm going to try to sell this one on my Poshmark because it hasn't even been swatched. And honestly, like, those colors just aren't for me. So we'll put that one on Poshmark. Okay, let's see what we've got here. I really enjoy these various little, oh, just closed. I really enjoy these little Tarte palettes because they're just such a great size for travel. So I'm going to be keeping those. And a little Smashbox. So I'm going to be keeping these. This Smashbox, it's not quite a quad. I want to call it a quad. It's like a quint. I just think it was just so funny, and I loved the shimmery shade. You can see I hit quite a bit of pan on it. So I'm going to keep this one in the makeup memory box. Okay, so next up we have our drugstore pile. I do have a few more drugstore palettes in my drugstore makeup bin, but these are the ones that were in my regular palette collection. I feel like I'm missing a couple. Okay, so we have a Physicians Formula palette. Again, I'm going to see if my little cousin would like that one. I have actually like a lot of little cousins who are girls on that side of the family, so they can just kind of share. This Blushed Nudes palette from Maybelline. I remember that I purchased this when I still lived with my parents. So this one we're actually going to throw out because it's not really that valuable. I didn't really love it when I got it. Okay, we've got the Catrice Self-Made and the Catrice Basic Bay. I really like to keep these as a great example of drugstore, makeup drugstore palettes that I really recommend. And same for this Essence palette. I'm actually planning a video on duping the Charlotte Tilbury vibe with drugstore products, so definitely want to keep those. And then I've just got this in PR this year. This was for Christmas. This is the Revolution palette. So I'm actually not too familiar with this formula, so I'm going to put this in sort of the top of the pile so I can play with it a little bit more. Maybe we'll use that in like a shop my stash. And little random pile of some high-end products. But we have the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions, which is a very pink tone palette. We got the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions. So I did quite enjoy these, so we're going to be keeping those. We've also got a palette that I loved. This was from Laura Mercier. This was a holiday palette a number of years ago. And this one, you know what, we're going to give it a try. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice. This is one I think is sweet. This is from Liz Wattier. It's not really my color story. I got it at a PR. It's not really my color story, but I got it at a PR event and they put my initial on it. So we'll keep that. Oh, this is nice. This is a pretty Lancome palette. Oh, which one is that one? That is Taupe Craze. We're going to keep that like near the top of the pile. I'd forgotten about that one. And from Givenchy, we have this really pretty Smoky Star palette. So we're also going to be keeping that. Okay, so now we have another big pile of palettes. So we've got Mary Kay. So this is just a palette of different Mary Kay products. They'd sent me a number of products over the last couple of years, and so I've kind of put them all into this palette. I think I'm going to see if my little cousin would like that. I think she really likes color and she likes makeup to play with. These are some more Mary Kay shadows that didn't quite fit in there. I'm going to see if I can find another container for them because I'd like to be able to keep my Sephora Z palette. But the products inside of it, like I don't really need. Maybe I'll play around a little bit with what's in here. Maybe I'll keep some of the blushes. Like maybe I'll just move some things around. I think I did nice. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the blush palette for myself, but I'm gonna pass on this Mary Kay palette to my little cousins. This is a palette I have of, it's another Z palette of single shadows. You've got a lot of ColourPop, some Makeup Geek in here, and I'm gonna keep this. I should use these more. You know what? Maybe we'll try to include that in a Shop Your Stash. I think that'd be fun. And then we've got this sort of random palette. This is a Z palette from Sephora. We've got a lot of my original Too Faced palettes here from high school. We've got some of these colors. What brand are these? I don't know what brand those are, but that's okay. We're gonna keep these. Ooh, we've got some Makeup Forever in here. Yeah, okay, we're gonna keep these. Okay, so this is a pile of vaguely high-end palettes. So let's start with the Juvia's Place. So I've got the Nubian, I guess that's a smaller one. Got the larger Nubian. I haven't really used these a ton, but I want to keep these because I just want to keep them. They're a brand that's spoken about a lot on YouTube. I should use them more, but yeah, we're going to be keeping these. It's okay, I'll fix that after. From Winky Luxe, this is the Kitten palette. And I basically never used it. I don't really feel like depotting it. I think it's cute though. I'll see if my cousins want that. Okay, let's see what we got here. This MAC Basic Bitch palette really summarizes me. Don't even love the color story, but I mean, I love it. So we're gonna keep that. Got the Lorac Unzipped. Never used this one. Comes with a brush. I think I recently got this in the last couple months in Ipsy, so I'm going to keep that near the top of the pile. We've got the Violet Voss Creme Brulee. I've also never used it. Okay, well we need to change that. It's a good brand. I think I got that in Ipsy recently too. I have a little Sicily palette that I bought on Buns in Toronto, so I'm going to make sure that's near the top of the pile. Then we've got this kind of DIY palette I did from the Balm, and I need to get a new Z palette because the mirror broke, but the shadows are so pretty. And they're really easy to take out, so I'll get another Z palette, but we're gonna keep that. Then I've also got from the Balm What's the Tea. This is a fun looking palette. Am I gonna keep it? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I like tea, I like the Balm. From NARS, we have just a beautiful neutral palette. This one, I need to play with that one more. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. That's cute from YSL. I've never used this, and if I'm honest, I just bought it because it was cute. But I'm gonna keep it. This is from Lancome. And this was a palette they had a little while ago. You know what? This is cute. I'm gonna keep it. Then we've got a little shadow duo from NARS, which I'll keep. That doesn't take up too much space. I've got this Tarte, if I can open it. This is a Rainforest of the Sea palette. And this palette was actually in my work makeup kit back when I used to work in an office. Just really beautiful daytime neutrals, so I'm gonna keep that. If I ever go to work again, then, you know, I'd love to use that. And anyways, so now we are nearing the end of the video. We have our ColourPop palette. Well, no, actually, there's one more section after this that I just realized. Okay, so we've got the ColourPop, and then we're gonna do our Pixi. So let's just kind of get these, put the large ones. To be honest, I'm not going to be getting rid of any of my ColourPop ones, but I would like to remind myself of which ones I own and figure out which ones are going to be put where in my collection, if I'm just being honest. Okay, so this is the overall, this is the majority of my ColourPop collection. I do have a couple others that I don't see out here today. Oh, no, it is here. It's Going Coconuts. It was just beside me. Anyways, I do have a couple others that are in my everyday rotation right now, but these are most of them. I've got the Limoncello palette, and to be honest, I ordered this one. I thought I was going to be going to Italy when I thought the pandemic was going to end, and anyways, I'm still hoping to go to Italy next summer, so I have dreams. We're going to keep this one. I mean, we're going to keep all of them, but I did kind of recently pick up the Off Melrose palette. Liz McGuire, the nostalgia of my dreams. Like, what a ridiculous color story for me, but it's Lizzie, so. Got the Wild Nothing palette. I haven't used that one. California Love. I think I used this one once. Cute little palette, though. These are some of my OGs from ColourPop. This one is a really lovely palette. They don't make it anymore. This is Double Entendre. This is I Think I Love You. I got a lot of use out of this one. Got the Femme Rosa palette. Oh, this one was missing from my drugstore. This is Catrice Badass Bay. You know what? This isn't really my color store. You know what? I have a friend who would love this. She would love this aesthetic, so I'm gonna offer it to her. We've got the Disney Midnight Masquerade palette. I mean, it's Disney, so we're keeping it. Yeah, if you were looking for a Savage declutter, I'm not your girl, okay? This one is so fun, though. This little Disney palette, one of my favorites that ColourPop has done. And then we've got the Bare Necessities palette, which I've used a bit. I should use more. It's a nice palette. Then I've got the Stone Cold Fox. It's like the cool tone version of it, so I should use these more. Going Coconuts, such a classic, wonderful neutral palette. That's Taupe, which is like a slightly deeper version of Going Coconuts. Got the Strawberry Shortcake, which I don't really wear colors that bright. Orangey Glad. I don't know what I was thinking, but like we're keeping it. I've got some of their newer quads, which I'm testing for some kind of dupe style content, some of their quads and quints. So we're going to keep these. I also like that these are small. I like small things. I also like large things. Clearly, I just like things. Okay, and then finally on to Pixi. So I'm going to start off with this face palette that's still in the box. I'm going to offer this up to a friend. Let's see what we got in here. I loved this palette, but the packaging broke. But I love it. I think we're going to keep it. You can tell that I'm really bad at getting rid of things. Okay, so we've got these kind of 9 pans. I'm going to keep the pink one, but I think I'm going to offer this one over to my cousins. I think they might enjoy that. This is a nice little palette. I'll keep this one. This is a fun one. This used to also be in my work makeup bag. You know what? Let's see if my cousins might enjoy that one. I think those are some fun blushes for them. Some nice little split pans. I think that they could get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Okay, then we've got 2 of the same palette. But this one is a little bit broken. You know what? This one's broken, so I don't want to give broken things to anyone I care about. You know what? I'm just going to throw this one out. This one's still working well. Yeah, I'm going to keep that one. You know what? It's a really pretty color story, but I can just see this getting broken in my collection. So we're just going to throw that one out because it's broken. Okay, so I'm putting 3 palettes in the garbage and 3 primers. I'm passing on 4 products to friends, 1 to Poshmark, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things to my little cousins. And then I've got about 10 things or so that are going to go in my makeup memory box. So I've achieved my goal, I think, of freeing up some space. I'm going to see how this all fits into my drawer. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this declutter. It wasn't that savage, but it definitely freed up some space. I'm excited that my little cousins are going to get some makeup to play with. Selfishly, I'm excited that those are some of the physically larger palettes. And I'm really excited about having a makeup memory box because those are things that don't need to be in my regular part of my collection taking up space, but I just don't really feel the need to get rid of them because they brought me a lot of enjoyment, a lot of memories, and maybe one day I'll get rid of them, but I'm just not there yet. So I am not great at throwing things out. I know this. My husband knows this very well. But yeah, I'm proud of the work I did, and most importantly, I'm really proud of myself for just going through my collection. I'm really excited to show you guys a makeup collection. I'm excited to show you guys kind of how my beauty room is set up, and just going through these drawers, drawer by drawer, is making such a big difference. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!